Hi and welcome to my channel. My name is Favor, and in today's tutorial we are going to be learning how to make this Christmas wreath ornament. Okay, and the materials we'll be needing are two colors of size 4 medium weight yarn, 4mm hook, scissors, yarn needles, stitch markers, and a measuring tape. Okay, so for this tutorial you need a size 4 medium weight yarn. Okay, and what I have is a size 1 super fine weight yarn. Okay, and I'm going to be using 3 strands of it in order to achieve the size 4 medium weight yarn, which is what I have for this tutorial. If you have a medium weight yarn already, you can just use 1 strand of it. Okay, so to get started, you want to take your yarn. Okay, you want to leave a long tail, just about 2 or 3 inches, and you make your slip knot. So once you've had your slip knot, the next thing to do now is to make a chain of 40. Okay, plus 3, so we are going to chain 43. So this is 1, this is 2, 3. So now I have my 43 chains, and I'm just going to measure it. This is almost 9.5 inches long for the chain length. So this is just in case you don't have the same yarn weight. Okay, you can just make a chain that is long enough to be 43, and you long enough to be 9.5 inches, and you should have almost the same size. If you want it bigger, you can make yours bigger. Okay, or you can make yours longer. Okay, so after you've have your chain of 43, the next thing to do now is to yarn over, and then we are going to work into the 4th chain from our hook. So you count 1, 2, 3, and into the 4th chain, you insert your hook there, yarn over, pull through. You have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through the first 2, yarn over, pull through the second 2. So now we have a double crochet. So this first chain 3 is going to count as a double crochet also. So right now we have 2 double crochet, yarn over into the same space, you make another double crochet, into the same space you make another double crochet. So that's a total now of 4 double crochets in that first stitch. So now yarn over, move into the next chain space, and also make 4 double crochets there. So 1, 2, 3, and then 4. Okay, this is it. So you're going to just keep repeating 4 double crochet into each of these stitches all the way until you get to the end of the row, and I'll meet you after we are done with that. So as you keep making the 4 double crochet into each of the chain spaces, you notice your work start to coil up a bit. That is exactly what we want. Okay, so you just want to keep doing that, and I'll meet you after I'm done with the very last chain. Alright, so after you're done with the very last 4 in 1 in the last chain, you're just going to chain 1, pull up a loop, then cut off the excess yarn. Okay, you can see at times the coil doesn't coil so well, so you're just going to help it to coil around well as it should. So you just arrange it. Okay, so this is what you should have. So after you've done that, now this place where we fastened off, you're going to take your yarn needle and weave that end. So once you've weaved that in, you're going to cut off the excess yarn. Okay, so while this tail end that we left in the beginning of the chain is still there, we're going to use this to attach the wreath together. Okay, so once you're done, you just want to kind of pull on it to loosen it up a bit, and then you want to go ahead and make another one in a second color. Okay, you can see this is the second one, the exact same thing. So once we are done with this, now we'll move on to the next part. The next thing now is you want to take another color of yarn. For me now, this is the white yarn. Okay, and still the same yarn weight and size and everything like the other ones. We are going to make a chain of 50. So this is going to be the bow part. So you make a slip knot, so you chain 50. So after you've made your chain of 50, okay, So I'm also going to show you what the length of this one also looks like. So your chain should be about 10.5 to almost 11" in length. So once you have this, now you're going to cut off and then fasten off. Okay, so you can choose to leave the tail ends, or you can cut them real short, which is the method I prefer. So I'm just going to trim them to be very short. So this is what I have, and this is going to act as the bow. Alright, so now let's move on to assembling the wreath. So once we're done, the next thing to do now is to connect these two together. So you want to make sure that the two opposing tail ends are opposite each other. Okay, so you want to pick this one, fish out the beginning of that queue, and then place it right on top of this one. Okay, and then you start wrapping it around. Okay, so try to make the coils to go in between the coils of this green one. So place the red on top of the green, then you try to uncoil the red around the green. Okay, making sure that it is going into each of the spaces between the coils. Okay, so you can see what I'm doing. You just follow it exactly all the way down until you get to the other end. So after you're done wrapping them around each other, this is what you should have. Okay, you can go ahead and stretch it out, and make sure that in between the colors are in between each other. Okay, so the next thing now is to connect this end to this end. So you can sew it, but I just like to take this red yarn and pass it through the top of this green side. Okay, just so those two ends are connected, and then I repeat the same thing on this side. Take the green and pass it through the red part, and then I'm just going to tie these two together. Okay, so once you've tied it tightly enough, you can go ahead and hide this other yarn. Okay, you can weave it in, but I just like to just wrap it around the end like so. So once you've done that, now this is what you should have. Okay, so you're going to take your bow and you want to pass it through this top red part on this side and the top green part on this side, and then you pass your white strand through the stitches. So make sure that one end of the strand comes out onto this other side, and make sure they are equally aligned. Okay, and now we are going to make our bow for this part. And to make the bow, you want to knot it like you normally knot a shoelace. So you grab the two ends like so, and then tie them together. Okay, and then adjust it like you normally would for a shoelace. So this is that is all for the bow. So if you want to make an attachment for it, okay, for hanging, that is also very easy. You just take a piece of yarn and then pass it through the back part of your ornament, just through any part of the work. Okay, just pass some yarn through it and then you make a knot. Okay, and cut this part off. So this is going to be your hanging piece. All right, and that is it for our wreath. So this is what it looks like. You can go ahead and make this in different colors, and that will be all for this tutorial. You can also check out my other videos. Thank you for watching and see you in my next tutorial. Bye.